Hello, my name is Phil Easter, historian and writer from Baltimore, Maryland, also known as the Amazing Memory Man. We're recording tonight on Monday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, 2025. This is story number 70 on my YouTube channel, which is Phil Easter, the Amazing Memory Man. I'm very happy to have 70 stories now on a great variety of subjects. We started my YouTube channel 3 years and 3 months ago on December 29th, 2021, and over these last 3+ years have shared many stories on famous people in history, political leaders, athletes, actresses, and also many stories of my personal life experiences in travel, sports, and other subjects. So tonight, again, story number 70. We're going to talk about the young lady basketball sensation, Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Elizabeth Clark was born on January 22nd, 2002, in Des Moines, Iowa. As a young girl, she played many sports, not just basketball. She also played soccer, volleyball, softball, and played golf sometimes also. She went to a Catholic high school in Des Moines, Iowa, and then she went to the University of Iowa. Her 4-year career playing basketball at the University of Iowa, she scored 3,951 points, not just the most points of any woman in college basketball history, but of any player. The great male player, Pete Maravich, back in the 1960s, at LSU, he scored 3,667 points when he played basketball at LSU. Now, in all fairness, it should be pointed out that back in those days, there was a rule where freshmen could not play team sports. No matter how good they had been in high school, your freshman year in college, you did not play in the varsity team. That was the rule for many years in all the major sports, football, basketball, baseball, and everything, really. So Pete did score his points in just 3 years, his sophomore, junior, and senior year, and that's a great achievement indeed. But still, last year, in her senior year at Iowa in 2024, Caitlin finished her career with the most points of any college basketball player ever. And so she went to the WNBA also last year, shortly after her last game, which was the NCAA final. In April of last year, her team played South Carolina. They did lose by 12 points, 87-75, but it is quite notable that both her junior and senior year, her Iowa team made the national championship game. They lost to LSU the year before and to South Carolina last year. But I think in that game, Caitlin scored about 30 points in the championship game. And then, as I say, she went to the WNBA, her first year in the Professional Women's League, and played very well too. Now, I do think it was unfair that she was left off the United States Olympic team last year, the women's basketball team that went to Paris, on a technicality that seems silly because she was committed to playing for Iowa in early April in the Final Four of that college basketball season. Happened to be the same time those women trying out for the U.S. Olympic team were supposed to go to special practices for about 3 days. It happened the same time period. So that seems unfair that she would still not be selected to the Olympic team. She's clearly one of the 12 best women players in our country. And these 12 players are selected to the women's Olympic team in basketball. It turned out the United States won all the games in Paris, including the final, but they won the final by just 1 point. I remember watching that nail-biter game, and towards the end, a young lady from France, who was one of their best players, attempted a 3-point shot that would have won the game, but unfortunately for the United States, it did not go through the basket. Otherwise, France would have won the gold medal. So you can imagine if Caitlin Clark was on that team, we would have won the game by many points, most likely. But I'm sure that in 2028, she will be on the U.S. Olympic team that goes to Los Angeles in the summer of 2028, when once again the Summer Olympics will return to America. That should be a wonderful occasion. I'm looking forward to that very much. But in the meantime, Caitlin Clark plays very well in the WNBA. This will be her second season for the Indiana Fever, and she also wears number 22, the same number she wore at Iowa. Caitlin Clark, outstanding young lady basketball player, and I think, though I've never met her, from what I can tell, she seems like a very friendly and nice person too. I'm glad to see that from a number of videos, because a number of professional athletes, both men and women, quite frankly, sometimes, even if they're very good at their sport, they become rather arrogant in some ways. There's so many examples, more so in men's sports, I think, especially in football and basketball, but to some extent in women's sports too. So I think we're very fortunate this time to see such a wonderful young lady athlete in the sport of basketball, and I wish her very well in the years to come. This is Phil Easter, the Amazing Memory Man. We'll see you next time for story number 71, another story on another subject. Thank you and good night.